Here's the eyes you can't fake the moment before the smile arrives. Watch closely. When someone genuinely likes you, their eyes react before their mouth does. There's a flicker, a widening, a softening that happens in a fraction of a second, and it happens involuntarily. But when someone is performing warmth, when they're pretending, the sequence reverses. The smile comes first. The eyes catch up late, if they catch up at all. And once you learn to see that gap, you can never unsee it again. This isn't about paranoia, it's about pattern recognition. The same skill trained interrogators, therapists, and hostage negotiators spend years developing. And today, you're going to learn the 4 eye-based signals that expose false affection, even when everything else about a person's behavior seems warm, friendly, engaged. Let's start with the most common one, the one almost everyone misses. It's called a delayed smile. Genuine delight is fast. Neurologically, real happiness triggers what's known as a Duchenne smile, engaging not just the mouth, but the muscles around the eyes, causing them to crinkle, to narrow slightly, to almost squint. This happens within 200 milliseconds of a genuine positive reaction. It's instant, it's unconscious. You cannot fake the timing. But someone who's pretending to enjoy your company, who's performing politeness rather than feeling it, will smile with their mouth first, and their eyes will follow half a second later, sometimes longer. It looks almost right. It fools most people. But that half-second gap is the brain's true reaction lagging behind the social mask. Pay attention to this the next time someone greets you. Does the smile reach the eyes instantly, or does it arrive like an afterthought, bolted on just a moment too late? While this sign is subtle, the second pattern is something you've probably experienced without realizing what it meant. It's called gaze aversion during positive statements. Here's the counterintuitive part. People assume liars avoid eye contact constantly. That's actually a myth. Skilled deceivers often maintain eye contact too well because they know avoiding it looks suspicious. But there's one specific moment where the mask slips, right after they say something warm. Watch what happens right after someone tells you they're happy to see you, or that they had a great time. If the sentiment is genuine, their eyes typically stay engaged, sometimes even soften further. But if it's performed, there's often a subtle downward or sideways glance immediately afterward. A micro-disengagement, as if some part of their nervous system is stepping back from the statement they just made. Psychologists call this incongruent gaze shift, and it's one of the most reliable tells because it happens in the exact window where people think they've already succeeded in convincing you. Now, here's where it gets more revealing, because the third pattern isn't about movement at all. It's about stillness. It's called pupil non-response. Your pupils dilate slightly when you're genuinely interested in something. A person, a conversation, an idea. This is called the pupillary reflex, and it's almost entirely outside conscious control. You cannot will your pupils to dilate. Which means if someone claims to be captivated by what you're saying, but their pupils stay flat and unchanged, especially in consistent lighting, there's a disconnect between what they're expressing and what their nervous system is actually doing. This one's harder to catch in the moment, admittedly, but combine it with the other signs, and a pattern starts to emerge that's almost impossible to fake convincingly for an extended conversation. And that brings us to the fourth sign, the one that, once you notice it, changes how you see almost every interaction in your life. It's called blink rate spiking. Under normal, relaxed social conditions, humans blink somewhere between 15 and 20 times a minute. But cognitive load, the mental effort of managing a performance, monitoring your reaction, choosing the right words to seem likable, increases that rate dramatically. Some studies have recorded blink rates doubling or even tripling during moments of social deception or forced pleasantness. So, if someone seems to be blinking rapidly while telling you how much they enjoy your company, what you're actually witnessing is their brain working overtime, not to connect with you, but to manage the impression they're creating. Genuine ease looks relaxed. Performed ease looks busy, even if the person's words sound effortless. Here's what ties all 4 of these together. Authentic connection doesn't require managing. It doesn't require monitoring your own face while it's happening. When someone truly likes you, their eyes simply respond, instantly, involuntarily, without any calculation behind them. But performance requires supervision, and supervision leaves traces, a half-second delay, a stray glance, a pupil that won't dilate, a blink rate that won't settle. None of these signs alone should be treated as proof. Context always matters. Nerves, tiredness, and unfamiliar situations can mimic some of these patterns too. But when you start noticing 2 or 3 of them clustering together in the same interaction, you're not being paranoid. You're finally seeing what was always there, hidden just beneath a well-rehearsed smile. And there's one more layer to this, something even more difficult to detect because it doesn't show up in the eyes at all. It shows up in the timing of a person's laughter, and whether that timing lines up with what actually made them laugh.